Did you read that the Oscars have changed the requirements for documentary films this year?
I didn't.
Yeah.
Tell me.
So I'm going to bring this up on my phone just because I
The
found this
Oscars.
really interesting. Cinemas are closed, so all of these releases that are missing their window of, because I think for documentaries to get into the Oscars, they've got to have so many weeks in an LA theatrical environment and
Yeah.
so many in a New York.
After the OJ doco one, which is like
And
5
they
part.
have to have won specific awards at other festivals.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
It's a bit rough.
That's terrible.
So they've relaxed all that. I just want to bring it up. I've got it on my phone. It's not. We're not going to really talk about that, but I wanted to sort of mention it.
Yeah.
Give me a
No, I'm
sec.
interested. I haven't heard this.
So essentially, the window is open for everything at the moment for this year only.
Including like television,
Just
like
I think like feature length
okay.
documentary. Until further notice. Where are we? Sorry.
No, that's fine. The Academy, man. Do you remember when they? I know it's slightly off topic. You remember when they did that most popular feature segment last year, and then the backlash, and they just pulled it.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll get to something similar to that. Pretty much anything that's documentary that is feature length is automatic entry into the process.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
there's no qualification as far as outside film festivals, because it used to be like the Berlin Film Festival, Hot Docs in Canada, South by Southwest. Like they had to go through, like the tennis. They had to kind of go through a round robin
through
of
the
wins
stages.
before you got to the Oscars.
I had no idea that was the case for that category.
Yeah, sorry, that was like long-winded. But what I wanted to get to is there are so many defunct categories at the Oscars.
Mm.
Let me read some of these out for you. This is one I want them to bring back. So you've got the Juvenile Award.
What?
So this ended in 1961. So it was an award for best child performance.
Ah, yeah, that's how Shirley Temple got her Oscar. Yeah.
That is
Shirley.
a great category.
It's great.
I reckon they should bring that back.
They should.
I wrote an article about that last year or the year before for Screen Realm.
Timmy definitely would have won one by now.
They had best dance direction.
Brilliant.
I
Of
reckon
course
that's a
they
good
did. That's a solid one.
They had best assistant director.
That is a great one.
Because that's a very undervalued position that a lot of people
Absolutely.
don't even know exists.
I reckon I'd pay that for sure. Best assistant director.
Best comedy direction.
Really?
How's this one? Which I guess this is the same thing. Best director used to be split into comedy and drama.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's like the Golden Globes.
And didn't they used to have like best musical and comedy as one category?
I don't know. I know obviously the Globes do that. Maybe it would make sense.
I think it used to be an Oscar category as well.
Wow.
I like that one because quite often comedies get dismissed just because of their genre.
Yeah.
They have to have like an art house quality to them to even get a look in.
A PTA quality. A Punch Drunk Life quality.
Exactly right
do.
though.
Yeah,
like, I think, there are so many valuable comedies out there that just get overlooked.
Adam Sandler would have cleaned up. There you go. That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are there any categories you think they should? I mean, surely they should have a stunt category.
The stunt category, I think, would be a good one because, I mean, those guys are just heroes without capes, aren't they? Or more with capes in the modern trend. But, they're very underappreciated. The skill level involved in that is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. I think, what were your thoughts on the, very briefly, category of most popular feature? Remember when they pulled it out, we're going to award the most popular film, and then like a month later, we're not going to do it.
That's right.
What do you think of that?
Well, I like the concept.
Yeah.
I mean, because the Oscars is very elitist and it's in a bubble.
It's very political, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think, other than, having someone like Ricky Gervais host who can shine a spotlight or hold a mirror up to people.
Sensational.
I think the public needs a little more recognition. Like they get up there and they thank everybody. They never thank the public.
Yeah.
They never thank the people that come to watch the movies. They never thank the people that come and pay all their money to see these films. But
it's a good
they
point.
celebrate that in montages. They'll do a montage where they suddenly that mirror is held up and they're all in the audience going, yes, of course,
Yes.
But they don't think it. They don't. They're
No,
all
I agree.
so up themselves.
They are. They're so
So that is a character that was going along the People's Choice Award kind of thing. You know.
Yeah.
I hold things like Nickelodeon Awards in far higher regard than
Wow.
I do
Okay.
the Oscars.
Yeah.
What was it? The one that brilliant video of Adam Sandler winning Best Actor at an awards last year for Uncut Gems, or even this year.
I've seen that.
And
The day after he got shafted for a nomination.
Yes. That kind of awards ceremony is far more valuable than the Oscars.
Well, I mean, if ever the Oscars proved their redundancy, it was with not giving that man a nomination for Best Actor. Surely, I don't know what you would have to do to get a nomination. That was his best performance. He was amazing in that. It's a great film too.
It is.
And the film didn't get a bar. It was probably too
It was Netflix.
Yeah. But Netflix got a truckload of nominations. They got the most, but maybe there was too many.
I think that was the issue. I think, the Academy don't like the fact that Netflix are playing this game.
Had like 26 nominations in total.
And the Irishman came in and dominated.
Dominated the nominations, got shafted
yeah,
with
but
the awards.
it got shafted because it dominated.
Yeah.
I have no doubt it was political.
Well, Netflix won one Oscar, and that was for Laura Dern.
Yeah.
And that was because it was Laura.
And the year before you had Roma.
Yeah, which was, it was the favourite, and then it got frozen.
Yeah.
The Oscars, man. Do you know what? If I could introduce a category, Glenn, I would introduce a posthumous Oscar for every time we got it wrong. Every year. And I would start with Al Pacino not winning the Oscar for Best Actor for The Godfather Part 2.
Who won that year?
Art Carney won for Harry and Tonto.
Oh, my goodness.
I know. Art who? He was old Hollywood at the time. They gave him the career Oscar. It's just it's staggering. You could go down the list. I mean, in terms of individual actors not winning awards, that's got to be number one for me.
So many actors, like we've spoken about this before, that win the Oscar fall off the map.
Yeah.
Could that have happened had he won?
Maybe, but it would have been worth it.
So you wouldn't care that Al Pacino was reduced to, I don't know, Caddyshack 3.
Oh gosh. I don't believe that would have happened to the great man, but I see your point.
Yeah.
I do think, given that such an iconic role, De Niro didn't win for Taxi Driver, did he? I believe Peter Finch won for Network, which, I think that's a good performance, but he won because he died. He was dead.
Well, I think he won also on the basis of one monologue.
That's it, yeah, the Mad as Hell, which is incredibly...
So either you wear a fake nose, prosthetics, get you an Oscar.
Or you go Mad as Hell.
Yeah. That's it.
But De Niro's performance...
FR.
Yeah, that's right. But you Rain Man it. But De Niro's performance in Taxi Driver is staggering.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know if you've got gripes, but I'm a big fan of the Oscars in terms of I like knowing what's won and what wins.
Yeah.
I can't watch the show, and it drives me nuts how wrong they get it.
This is what's interesting about it, because I can shit on the Oscars all I want here, right? But I will watch it every year. I've been known to take the day off work to watch it, right? It's because I revolve in movie circles.
Yeah, you like movies.
Exactly. And, in the moment, I care. I care what wins, what doesn't. A week later, I don't.
Yeah, same.
Right?
Unless it's The Godfather Part 2.
But here's the thing. I'm hopeless with remembering statistics from the Oscars.
Yeah.
You could ask me what won last year, I'll have to think about it. What won the year before? No idea.
See, yeah, I'm more like that now. I'm pretty good with old stuff. The last few years are kind of blurred.
I think this goes to your point in that the wrong films win.
Yeah, they do.
Because the ones that you remember are not the ones that won.
That's right. I mean, you get it. I suppose just to highlight, Alfred Hitchcock never won an Oscar for Best Director ever. Maybe the greatest film director of all time. Stanley Kubrick won one Oscar, and that was for Best Special Effects for 2001. That is just insane. I mean, amazing special effects, but the fact that man won his Oscar for something that he didn't traditionally do, it's a joke. These are titans.
Yeah.
Did Kurosawa win a director? Probably not. But I can kind of understand that more. But these guys just don't win. It took Spielberg years to win. Finally got it with Schindler's List. Citizen Kane obviously was controversial, but they turned around and said that was the greatest film of all time for 50 years.
Yeah.
And they didn't win.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're a joke.
Well, the classic example I always go to is Russell Crowe.
Of course.
Because he should have won it for The Insider.
He should have.
And there's not really much argument that his win for Gladiator was to make up for the
Yeah.
fact he didn't win for Inside.
100% agree. Gladiator, I'm still like, he's good in that, but I'm like, is that an Oscar-winning performance? It is if you've been
It's
shafted.
not even an Oscar-winning film.
Yeah, I agree.
Don't like
Yeah,
it
I
at
don't
all.
like Gladiator either.
Yeah.
I don't like, I don't
Do you
like
know
Gladiator.
Nick Cave wrote a screenplay for Gladiator 2?
Yeah, was it when he was like in
zombie.
Yes, that would have been
He
fascinating.
came back from the dead.
Nick, you should.
I would have watched that.
I would have watched that. Ridley, you should have come out of the woodwork, son, for that. But and then he should have won for A Beautiful Mind the following year. I think.
Not FR?
I think he gets a pass because he was a mathematician genius, kind of FR. But do you know what? At the time, I was very taken with that film. I would have to watch it again. I think if I took, off the top of my head, if I went between that and Denzel, who won for Training Day, I would probably take Russell. But I like Denzel.
It's good to see Russell back on the scene. His new one looks quite good. Unhinged. Did you
Yeah.
see the trailer for that?
I didn't see the trailer, but I saw the still of him
Watch the trailer.
looking unhinged.
I think I think Guillermo on our podcast mentioned that he the trailer gives probably too much away.
Okay.
Watch it.
I will.
It looks great. It's essentially a perfect middle film between Changing Lanes and Falling Down.
Okay, done. I'm
Yeah,
going
it's
to
about
check
a
it.
guy that some
Yeah.
woman toots him at the traffic lights and he snaps.
Like a like a Michael Douglas type
Yeah.
situation. That
Yeah,
sounds
and
sick.
it's like-